All right, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Spread Podcast. Look, I know it's been a while since we've filmed, but we are back, and we have so much to talk about. NFL playoffs, NHL is on fire right now. We're halfway through the season, some crucial moments. NBA, MLB signings.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get started off with the NFL. Christian, I know it's been a rough weekend for you, and you too, because the Bears lost.
Yeah.
But let's start off with the Bills. They lost in a pivotal game to the Broncos, Christian.
You're talking about Sean Christian.
Broncos.
Here we go.
Like, come on, man. What happened? OT lost 33-30. Let's talk about it.
Let's hear it.
I'll tell you what happened, and I fully believe that was a catch. Let me just state that. He had possession. That's the first criteria to make a catch. He was in the he was in the middle of the field, so the middle of the field of play, that was not an issue. That's criteria B. And he has to make any move common to the game, which if you see, when he went to the ground, he tucked it and had at least simultaneous possession, which the tie goes to the offense. So it's just mind-boggling why that was not ruled a catch. But also, what I don't see is a lot of more outrage about the play before the end of regulation. He was held in the end zone, and we all know what happens when the Bills get placed at the 1 yard line. They push Allen in, the game would have been over right then and there. But I'll discuss the game. It was an obvious story. The turnovers were brutal. Allen threw the picks. That turnover, that fumble before halftime was absolutely
terrible.
Brainless. Like, he just lateraled it to ghost.
Right. So do you think this leads to the firing of McDermott? Like,
I think it's been brewing for like a while, but and I've wanted McDermott gone for a while just because this defensive-minded head coach supposedly, and his defense allows 30-plus points every game. Like, it's not normal to expect Josh Allen every year to have to go score 30-plus points just to win a playoff game. It's unacceptable.
I agree.
Yeah,
but
100%.
the only issue is that we know McDermott was a problem, but who's better? Like, they're interviewing Brian Dable, they're interviewing Lou Anarumo.
Philip Rivers.
Recently, yes.
Guy who just finished up with the Colts.
Rivers.
Came back from retirement. So
Unbelievable.
That could be a crazy story.
That would,
but I don't think he's at that level. He was coaching high school, but I don't think he's at that level yet to be a head coach in the NHL.
NFL. Yeah.
And in NFL, sorry.
Let's honestly, I think it's a pretty rough story for the Bills, but it's the same old, right? We've seen this a million times.
Yeah. Right.
Through year in, year out, they lose in the divisional series or the conference semifinals. So I don't think there's anything really new. Like, maybe if they made it to the Super Bowl, then you could say, okay, let's keep McDermott on board. He brought us to the Super Bowl this year. But I think they were forced their hand to make a move. What do you think, George?
I mean, listen, this year, if there's any year for them to do it, it was this year. It was this year to do it. No Mahomes, no Burrow, no Lamar Jackson. This was the year to do it. And, I mean, listen, obviously, I'm not a Bills fan. I know Bills fans like you, and I really wanted to see them get there. And honestly, I feel pretty sad when they lost. I'm like, it's the best chance they're ever going to have. And now McDermott's gone, and who knows what the future holds for the rest of the team. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
I was going to say, if I had to let someone go, it would be Brandon Beane. Because we can't excuse that he hasn't put the roster together, and now all of a sudden they're blaming the coaching staff for Keon Coleman when Brandon Beane, you had the final say. Yeah. You could have vetoed it. No, I was being a team player, says the owner. And it's just, it's a clown franchise, basically, how the owner just went and tried to scapegoat Keon Coleman. Yeah. Like, it's not just Keon Coleman. It's a whole problem.
Those owners are
defense is never up to par.
It seems like now they're going down the same path of the Sabres. Yeah. I've heard a lot of people say that they're kind of... But they obviously have Josh Allen. So
they're still
one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. So we can't really just say, oh yeah, they're going to be bottom of the barrel, right? Sabres 10 years, 15 years without playoffs. But anyways, Bills lose. Are we surprised? I don't really think so. I mean, you kind of expect it.
I expected them.
You kind of expected,
This
right?
is what I expected. Yeah. I expected, based on the path, that they would go to the Super Bowl. I strongly believe they would have beat New England this week. Based on the last result, based on the fact that, listen, New England's good, but I don't see them as a Super Bowl contender. So I think Buffalo would have beaten them, but then lost to Seattle or Los Angeles in the Super Bowl.
Fair enough. Let's move on to the Bears. 100%. They lost to the Rams in OT last weekend.
Yeah, very
George,
unfortunate.
I know
very
you're
unfortunate.
a Bears fan, but like you
Unfortunately,
have to be happy with how the season went. You have to be really, really proud of the team.
Obviously, our situation is different from the Bills. Obviously, we haven't been in this predicament in a long time. Obviously, won the division. Very, very impressive. And no one thought we would even be in the playoffs, let alone win the division. And then to win a game against the Packers, I can't. If you told me this at the beginning of the season, I would have been absolutely thrilled, and I would have thought you were lying to me. I'm absolutely.
What do you think they could do next season to maybe make it back to where they were? Because let's be real, we can say that it was maybe a bit of a fluke season.
It might have been,
right?
yeah.
But what do you think they can do to build on this to make the team better?
They got to draft well, and maybe I know there's a lot of rumors circulating Max Crosby and the Bears pushing for him to try to get him. That would be huge for our defense, which has been one of our main struggles this past season.
Yeah.
If we can get a guy like him, or just draft solid edge defenders and overall just improve our defense to the draft, I think we'll be where we were this season, or around 10 or so wins. We also have a really tough schedule as well next year.
Yeah.
Very tough.
Yeah.
We'll play a lot of good teams, the Bills including one of them. And I mean, again, for a second-year quarterback, first-year head coach, we have a lot of rookie receivers and tight ends. The future's exciting in Chicago.
Yep. I would be pumped too if I were a Bears fan. I'd be super
They've
pumped.
got a bright future. It's just Caleb has all the talent in the world. I just want to see him improve his accuracy.
Man, that throw that he made at the end
unbelievable.
Oh my gosh,
I was
no one else makes that. I'm sorry.
No one in the world can do.
No one
like
that's
crazy.
the talent. His talent.
That's crazy.
To just make a crazy play is second to none.
Yeah.
He just needs his completion percentage. He needs to work on that.
Yeah, and consistency throughout the game as well too. Yeah.
How he reads the game, like that pick at the end of the overtime was pretty bad.
That was very.
I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like I don't know if I'm not the biggest NFL guy, but it kind of reminds me of like LaMelo Ball. Like he's talented out of this world, but he can work on things still.
Yeah, I can see that.
Obviously,
That's
LaMelo with Charlotte is a bit different because he's not like his work ethic is not great, and he wants out of Charlotte.
I
but
like
anyways,
comparison. I think that's a pretty solid comparison.
but we've seen Caleb bring his team to the playoffs in his second year, so that's a really good sign.
And again, as Joe just mentioned, it is his second year. He has a lot of room to grow, and I think with Ben Johnson behind him, I don't see why he can't grow and turn into a
that's a good
superstar quarterback.
That's a good point. But we move on to the final four in the NFL. Yeah. We got Rams, Seahawks.
That should be a great game.
Big game. I personally think that the Rams are going to win.
Really?
I think with Stafford,
agree. I think the experience is there.
I think the Rams are the favorites in the entire league right now. I don't see honestly, I don't see anyone from the AFC winning. If I'm
I
don't think the Patriots or the Broncos have enough experience, and Bo Nix is out now.
Yeah.
That is the biggest loss of the playoffs, arguably. Yeah. So
such a shame for them too.
Yeah,
it's so sad.
I just don't see them contending against the Rams. I really don't see it. Maybe it'll be a close game in the Super Bowl, but I think the Rams just have the experience. They have Stafford, he was a former number 1 overall pick, right?
Former number 1 overall pick. He's gonna win MVP this year, more than likely.
Yeah.
Him and McVay, of course, won it with the Rams in 2022.
Yeah.
That's pretty important as well. I do think the Seahawks. I'm going to go off the board here. I think the Seahawks are going to win that game personally,
really?
Just because they're at home and their defense has been absolutely electric the last couple of weeks, and I do feel that it's going to eventually push them over the edge. But I do agree with both of you in the fact that the winner of this game, Seahawks Rams, is 100% winning the Super Bowl.
This is essentially the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah.
How's the home field advantage in Seattle?
They're loud in there.
Loud.
They're loud in there.
But I'm curious because I know it's right close to the sea, but right by T-Mobile. So would there be any wind that would be an away player wouldn't be used to?
That's a good question. I don't think there was any. I don't think there was last week against the Niners.
I don't think it would be that significant, the climate, because
I don't think it's
bordered.
Like
right. Yeah. Okay.
California's not too
far.
Right.
Yeah. Christian,
but generally home advantage is very.
I want to ask you, who do you take from the AFC?
I've got to take the Patriots. I just can't see Jared Stidham getting past that Patriots defense.
Yeah.
That'd be really hard.
Yeah. The Patriots have had a great defense. The offense is kind of average, bit above average, but I think what they have is enough to beat Jared Stidham and the Broncos.
Yeah.
And I think the Rams are going to win, and I'll tell you why. Because if you saw the last meeting they had in the regular season, the Rams were running away with the game, and it was in Seattle. And they had no Devontae Adams that game. Charbonnet had a big game for Seattle. Charbonnet's out. So if the Rams just kept their foot on the gas pedal, they would have won that game in Seattle. So I think, having that experience, they'll come with their A game, and I think they'll get a narrow win in Seattle.
Fair enough.
Definitely happen.
Let's move on to MLB. So enough with NFL. We're done. MLB. So we're all kind of mad about this, Kyle
I'm
Tucker.
happy.
Bro,
Two of us are.
What is Kyle Tucker doing, man? He's
Okay,
ruining baseball.
Everyone's said about
He's
it.
ruining baseball.
He's
He goes
ruined
to the
baseball.
Dodgers. What the hell? The Dodgers have probably literally a super team. They have Otani, they have Yamamoto, they have freaking Sasaki, they have I don't even know who else.
Yeah.
They have there's a million guys.
They're too good.
Muncy, Will
They're too good,
Smith,
man. They're
Mookie
too
Betts, Freddie Freeman.
Yeah.
It's unfair,
crazy.
dude.
It's
There needs to be
Yeah,
a salary
there
cap.
has
There
to
needs
be
to
a
be a
salary cap.
lockout. I don't care if it's this year or next year. There has to be a lockout.
And we also mentioned this before, and a lot of fans mentioned this before the offseason happened. And now with signing him for $240 million,
That's outrageous.
$60 million a year for Kyle Tucker. Listen, I do think he's a very good player. I do rate him. Again, he's a World Series champion. You cannot deny that he's not a champion. He's a winner in this league.
Yep.
But
Was he on the 2017 team?
on the 2022 team,
So he wasn't on the 2017.
he was not.
cheating ass.
He was not.
Right.
that would have been even worse.
Cheating.
That would have been even worse. Then I have a lot more nasty things to say about him.
Hey, man,
but
we have
60
George
million,
Springer, so.
60 million, really for Kyle Tucker? I'm sorry, he's not.
They
He's
have
nowhere.
They
They
have the
paid
money.
it.
That's the
They
thing.
paid
They
it.
can literally
It
toss
mean-
some
it
money. They
means
can
nothing-
throw money.
It
That's
means
the thing.
nothing to them. So
To them, it means nothing.
I'm so surprised, honestly, that he went with the Dodgers. Obviously, okay, now we can kind of see ring chaser, right?
Yeah.
KD,
But to
right?
be fair,
he went
also
there for the money.
$60 million, you can't say no to that.
yeah,
Well, yeah, but
nobody's
like,
gonna say no.
come on, bro. Like Rogers couldn't have given him more. That Rogers guaranteed him more money. They guaranteed him $35 million a year over 10 years. After 4 years, he could have a decline.
No, yeah, you're
How
right,
old is he
yeah.
now? 29?
Yeah, 28,
27,
29,
28?
yeah. He's in the middle
In
of
4
prime, yeah.
years, he's more than likely to decline.
Absolutely
if
right,
the
yeah.
Jays gave him that 10-year contract, that's $350 million guaranteed.
And he's set for life.
And he's right now
And he
it's
stays,
240.
one place.
Obviously, 240 is good, but in 4 years that contract's going to expire, and his value is more than likely going to go down.
Yeah, 100%
So
it will.
and plus the the Dodgers, they have a good outfield, but realistically, what do they have? It's Pages, Hernandez, and then
I guess Kyle Tucker,
Tucker-
now, right?
Tucker.
Tucker,
now.
right? Has to be Tucker because who was it before? I totally forget. Was Rojas?
I know Betts was out there before, and then they moved him to the infield
Yeah.
during the playoffs, or I think before the playoffs. So
Yeah.
he's been there now.
Uh,
I don't know. Whatever. it's
Hernandez,
too- it's-
Kike.
Yes, Kike. Yeah.
Kike.
Yeah, yeah.
That's going to be interesting to see what they do with him because now Kike, they love playing him in the playoffs because of how talented he is. And he is a playoff player.
Yeah.
We know that. We see it. But maybe they're just, I don't know, they didn't even sign him. He's still a free agent,
Well,
actually.
they've moved on because you've got
Yeah.
Kyle Tucker, you've got Andy Pages, and you've got Teoscar. So there's really
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
they had the best team in baseball. I think they'll be a final losing a couple pieces like that. But again,
Yeah.
if they don't win the World Series this year, then
I mean, hey,
what's the point?
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I can still see the Jays playing really, like, giving them a good shot.
oh no, they
because-
probably
see
can.
it.
Because
but-
I can make an argument. I think that the Jays have better pitching than the Dodgers. I
Maybe,
think
but
that's like a legit.
without Bichette, the batting.
No, but
is
they
just-
still have bro. They have Guerrero. Their infield is pretty stacked. They have Vlad. Plus the offense wasn't even an issue in the postseason.
They have a
Game
good
7,
team.
they had
You
4 runs.
just can't
We
compete.
know
with
what messed up in
the
Game
what
7.
the Dodgers are building. You just
Yes, you
can't.
can.
I don't see anyone doing it, especially after Bichette's gone.
It's going to be so hard for any team to challenge them off. But one thing that it shouldn't be hard to do, and MLB got to open their eyes to, is right now is a salary cap.
Yeah,
and a salary
they
floor.
need a salary
Damn
cap.
right.
They got to figure that out
Damn right.
sooner rather than later. And,
Wake
and,
up.
And, and,
Wake
it
up.
sucks. They got to wake up.
They gotta wake
Absolutely
up, man.
have to wake up.
This is like
It's a huge issue.
Oh
You
my
can't-
gosh.
You have to have a salary floor because there's these historically so cheap owners. It's just there's
Oh,
no
yeah.
parity.
Yeah.
And then you have the Dodgers, even the Mets or the Yankees,
Yankees,
or anyone.
Red Sox, 100%.
Even the
The
Jays.
Jays
You could
even
say the
have
Jays.
have a lot
Yeah.
of like they can just spend, and it's just
Yeah,
you need
but-
more parity in the league.
Yeah.
I agree.
100%.
I think the Jays have a bit more respect for the salary cap. The Dodgers just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
At all.
They don't care. They don't care.
They don't
Deferred
care.
contracts, all that nonsense. They don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care. They just wanna win.
They're a good organization. I have some respect for them, but they're an evil organization. They need to get taken down by the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
By the righteous Toronto. We can beat them, man. Guerrero revenge.
I
tour.
mean, we were 2
Just
outs
saying.
away, man. But
We were literally
we were 2
right
outs away.
there.
We're right
and,
there.
and okay, I'm like
They're
I think our
beatable.
pitching
They're
is
very
better than
beatable.
them. I think we have Cease, we have Gosman who came off a career year, we have Shane Bieber, we have Trey Savage, and then who's our fifth? I mean, I guess Lauer would be starting
Yeah.
fifth, which is not a bad fifth guy. We don't have a bad bullpen. I mean, Hoffman maybe could be better as a closer, but still, like our team overall is still like up there with the Dodgers. I think like our offense is elite. We don't strike out at all.
No.
Like our defense is better because we don't have
It
Bichette
was
anymore.
very good this past playoffs.
Okamoto, we have Okamoto now.
Yeah.
Our outfield, we have Lucas, we have Varsho, and then we have Barger. Barger's only going to get better as the years go on. He's, 25? I don't know, man. I think that the Jays are a team to watch out for next year. I think that
100%.
they're
I think
really...
they can make the
fine,
World
yeah.
Series. I just don't see them having to go to that same series again and do it without Bichette. It's just,
Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
it's gonna be
very,
such a
very hard.
challenge. I'd
So,
really be
A
surprised
lot
if
easier
they
said than
win.
done.
Let's move on to Bichette and
Speaking
the
of
Mets.
Bichette, yeah.
I think that's a really good fit for them, actually. A nice infield position.
I disagree. I think he's a hypocrite. He did after Game 7. He did say that he wanted to stay here. He wanted to be here. He lied, and now he took the money and he ran to Queens. And
I'm
what are
happy.
your thoughts about that? I mean,
we need,
someone's happy about it.
well, we needed that. We needed a good hitter to replace. Obviously, losing Alonso sucked, so we really needed Bichette. And I've been really happy generally with the Mets offseason.
Yeah,
I
it's
saw.
not bad. It's just you
we
guys still
signed-
have a terrible pitching staff.
And
Well,
none of the
we
infielders play there.
we started to address that. I'm gonna get to that. Like I saw Polanco got signed. We traded for Luis Robert.
Yeah.
Like some great hitters that we needed, and I was like thinking about that. Like, where's the pitching? But now they did trade for Freddie Peralta,
Yeah,
which
he's good.
I'm really happy with that. So I
He's not
think
an ace.
he's a good
He's
top
not an
2,
ace
3
that's
guy.
gonna
I'm
bring you
not.
to the
I
World
didn't.
Series.
I didn't say he's an ace. I'm saying maybe the Mets aren't done. I think they have one more move. David Stearns has just one more move
I
for a
don't,
pitcher.
bro. Listen, man. I'm good. With all due respect, you guys are not beating the Dodgers.
They're not.
I'm not saying, but I think
You guys-
I think we'll
your
be there in the
defense,
conference
no.
finals.
Defense is not good enough to make it. I'm sorry.
They can go far, but they won't be the Dodgers now.
I'm not saying we're beating the Dodgers. I'm just saying I think we're going to be the team that loses to them in the conference finals.
That could
I mean,
happen because it only happened 2 years ago.
No, Brewers had kind of a fluke season, like the Winnipeg Jets.
I'm very curious to see how they do this year too. That'll be an interesting one.
Who, the
but
Brewers?
the
I think they're
Brewers,
gonna
yeah.
have a fall off.
I think so
I don't
too.
see
It's
that. I don't see
inevitable.
them doing
But
it.
again,
There's
listen,
no way.
the offseason for the Mets started off slow. We were all thinking, okay, all these big names, and they're not doing anything. They're not throwing the bucket at anyone. They're making these trades, and they signed Devin Williams at first, and everyone's like, what the hell? Why are you getting this guy?
Yeah.
But they've actually started to make some trades and make
Yeah.
some signings, and they look better. They look in a much better position than they did just a few months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hey,
much
well,
better.
New York, the Yankees just signed Bellinger
They did re-sign him,
to
yeah.
a 3-year, 162, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, something around that range. I think it's 30 something, a little over 30 a year. Personally, I
Not
think
bad.
it's not that bad. It's not that bad considering his career, how he's been doing over the last couple of years. I think it's
World Series
not
champion.
bad. And honestly, they
wanna win a
needed
team.
100%, and they needed to keep him too, realistically, because
Yeah.
they haven't looked great last year. I know, obviously,
and they haven't made a lot of moves.
they almost won the division against us, but they haven't made a lot of moves either. The
They haven't
team's
really done
kind of
much.
the same. So
they
I don't know.
needed someone, but I mean Garrett Cole is going to be coming back next year, which is going to be a huge addition.
Mm-hmm.
Do they win the AL East? No.
I don't
see
think
it.
so either.
think
And that's
it's
not
the
being
Blue Jays
biased.
again.
I just think I'm not trying to be biased either saying that.
Yeah,
I
Mets
just
fan is saying that the Jays are going to win.
Yeah,
so
I
that's
just
not biased,
yeah,
don't
I
worry
just
about it.
don't see it happening. I don't think Aaron Boone's a good manager personally. I think it's time to cut off
I
for
don't
him,
mind
honestly, but-
Boone. My issue is their defense is
And their
terrible.
yeah, they haven't
It's-
changed anything.
It's awful. Who do they have? Jazz Chisholm, Anthony Volpe.
I like it, but I
Like,
like
Chisholm's always
Chisholm. but-
hurt.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
always hurt. Volpe can't hit the ball.
and
to save
then
his
like
life, yeah.
Stanton is going to decline. He's getting old. Judge is probably going to start to recede eventually.
They're getting older. They're getting older. Stanton's
So-
old too. Yeah.
I don't see them I see them as a wild card team.
Yeah. And like you said,
Even-
they haven't changed anything.
No, but same with the Red Sox, right? What have the Red Sox done? Nothing. They've made no major moves to like become a better team, and I just see that as like, okay, this means this is the Jays year. If they want to win the ALDS again, if they want to win the AL again, they can do that. It's just going to be the Dodgers, right?
No.
We know that's going to be the Dodgers, unless there's an Arizona Diamondback year where it's like, okay, Dodgers get swept unexpectedly, which could happen. We don't. We don't listen. I agree. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it's
You never know in
possible.
baseball. You never know.
It is possible because that year, what was it, 2022 or
It was
2023?
2023, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, when they lost to Arizona, they got swept.
Yeah.
I would love to see that again. Oh,
That'd be
that
great.
that would make me so
Hopefully,
happy.
but it's just I think what this conversation tells us a lot about the state of baseball. We're like,
Yeah.
oh, who's gonna get to the Dodgers just to lose them? We need the lockout.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
Need a lockout. Need a
Either
salary
this year
cap.
or the next
Get
year,
some more
we need-
Salary
parity.
cap and
it just
yeah.
tells you everything you need to know about the state of baseball. It's just there's no parity, and it's the only league out of the major four that has this problem.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right. Well, let's move on to the NBA. So, some sad news: Jimmy Butler out for the season.
That's so
ACL.
unfortunate, man. That's so unfortunate.
It sucks
They
to
just
see,
started to
though.
win games too, and try to get above the plate and try to get in the playoff spot. And it's so unfortunate.
Jimmy's
I feel
a
so
dog,
bad for
bro.
Curry.
Jimmy is a dog. He knows how to win. He knows how to play hard. It sucks to see him go out for the
So
season.
sad.
I don't think they're. I heard rumors that they're going to try and make a trade for Giannis during the offseason. They're going to try and make a push for Giannis and LeBron. They will try. They don't have the assets.
They had no. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Who are they going to trade?
They have picks.
All they have
That's
is
all
picks.
they have.
That's
Just
it, yeah.
picks. So like Giannis, the Bucks are going to ask for a lot. They're not stupid. They're gonna want more than just picks and this and that. They're gonna want a good amount of prospects as well. Kuminga, Podziemski.
Maybe a new coach as well, because Doc Rivers is Doc Rivers.
Well, yeah, I mean, hey, Doc Rivers is not a terrible coach, but he's in the spotlight right now because they're doing ass. So, but it sucks to see Butler out. But
It's so unfortunate.
I
man.
think the Warriors are a write-off in the West.
They're right. Yeah.
You can write a play-in team at best,
Yeah.
depending on how far Curry carries. them.
Unless
It's
they
just-
somehow make like a big trade for someone, which
Yeah.
like
they
who
don't
really
they
is
don't
out
have
there.
assets. They don't.
Apart from the picks, you're right. They don't really have any players to get back, and you got to match the salary too because they're already over the cap. And
Yeah,
it's just going to be it's just a really sad, unfortunate situation for them. And
I don't see it, man.
obviously ACL tears are never good. Some players never come back the same after the ACL tears.
This
so.
could be it for Jimmy, right?
It could be it, man. It really could
I don't
be
think
it. for
it'll
him.
be it, but I don't.
could.
I don't,
I
hope
I don't
it's
think
not.
he'll ever be the same.
He's like 36,
Yeah, you can come back from ACL.
but he was already on the decline.
And he's 36 too. I feel so bad for the guy because he's a gamer, man. That guy's a winner.
I really hope he comes back, and we've seen it before. Even Aaron Rodgers had that brutal injury when he was 40, came back. So it's
it can
things
happen,
are possible, but what we do know is that unfortunately, he's probably not going to be the same.
But
That playoff Jimmy Butler, it's
no,
just he's never
but
going to be that guy.
we don't know because he is a dog and he knows how to play. So he knows how to win, right? So
Yeah.
let's see
Very
what
unfortunate.
happens.
Very unfortunate. man.
I think in the East, I mean, there's not much going on. It's pretty much the same. Pistons are doing really well. Celtics have been playing pretty good. But the Raptors, they've been playing good as well. 2 wins in a row.
Yeah,
They
been
beat
pretty
Golden
solid.
State.
Been pretty solid.
Emmanuel quickly the 40-piece.
Oh yeah.
And they beat Sacramento
yeah.
the other night. So they're playing good, man. Hey, you never know. Scotty Barnes, All-Star, BI.
It's been a
All-Star.
good West Coast trip so far. I gotta tell you, I'm loving
By
it
the way,
so
did
far.
you guys see the All-Star selections?
I
saw
did
it.
see some
Bro,
of them. Yeah.
Anthony Edwards snubbed. And
That's
snubbed.
great. Yeah,
He should have gotten
couldn't
picked
believe-
over
He should have been.
Curry.
He should have been in somewhere.
I'm sorry.
Curry?
No, because Anthony is putting up better splits. Like it's not even close. So I think he should have gotten picked. But
Yeah, but I mean, again,
doesn't matter.
voters bias. They're going to vote for Curry anyway.
Oh,
He's one
yeah.
of those popular
Oh, yeah.
faces of the league.
I
I,
know.
mean,
always
I don't know. It's
Can't
just
really
Stephen
go
Curry is
against that.
doing so much with so little. I get it's not an MVP race,
but he's also like his usage rate is very high on that
True.
Golden State team. So
And again, yeah, because again, now the fans can vote. So again, you just know voters are going to vote for him because everyone loves Curry, championship pedigree, and all that kind of stuff, right? Speaking of championship pedigree, I want to try a little thing. We're gonna do a little different segment for all of us. We're gonna do a bit of a ranking from the past previous years NBA championships, the past 5 years of NBA champions: the Thunder, the Celtics, the Nuggets, the Warriors, and the Bucks. We're gonna rank them 1 through 5 and see who do we think out of those squads, bench and a whole unit included, who do we think was the best and the worst of the last 5 NBA champions? I'm gonna start with Joe over here.
okay. Well, the best. There's no debate. It's OKC.
You think so?
Really?
Yeah, they're the best.
I don't
Even
have,
he's saying
I don't
really.
even, and I'll explain why. But go ahead.
No, OKC's the best. It's not close. Golden State, no. The Bucks were good, but they wouldn't face up against OKC like that. I have the Bucks at 2. The Bucks
Ooh,
are a good 2.
They were good that year.
And then
They were
I have Denver at 3
good. Okay.
because Jokic, the bench was solid.
I have him at 3 too. Yeah.
And Jokic again. That guy's just
He was so
crazy.
good that year too.
he's so good. And then number 4, I have Golden State because Curry is Steph Curry, and the Celtics are just not that good, bro. The Celtics. I'm sorry, man. I know you guys probably have the Celtics at like 1 or something, but dude.
We do have him at 1.
But dude, okay, listen, man, listen, bro, listen. Who do the Celtics have? They
5
have-
All-Stars in their starting lineup.
Who did they beat?
Doesn't matter who they beat.
Who do they beat?
We're talking about
Who
team.
did they beat?
We're talking about team
Who did they beat?
construction here.
They beat the Mavericks in
that doesn't matter. We're talking about the team
Beat a
construction.
really good Thunder team that
You didn't
year.
hear the question, my friend. We're talking about team
Luka Doncic, bro.
construction.
I personally, okay, here's the thing with me. I don't mind the Celtics. I just don't think if they played like one of those teams, I think they get manhandled.
That's not what we're comparing, though. We're comparing about the teams that the rosters. Just comparing the rosters.
Yeah.
We're not comparing who they beat and who the run to the
No,
finals.
but I know.
They had the best roster.
I'm saying that if OKC played the Celtics in that series, I think OKC would dog walk them.
Ooh.
I don't think we go. Number one, the depth of OKC is way better.
That's a good
Also,
yes.
like,
That's
okay,
a
you
good
could say,
point.
like, oh yeah, well, experience the Celtics had, and they did have experience.
Those two are one and two for me.
But okay, listen, the fact that OKC had the composure to still win that series in 7, a lot of teams would have buckled under pressure and lost in 7
at home as well, too. Yeah.
Even like with everything going on with the Halliburton injury, a lot of teams would have lost. And I make the argument that I always will say, if Halliburton didn't get injured, the Pacers would have won that series. But that
I'm
just,
with
to
you on
me,
that one, yeah.
that shows how special the Pacers were.
Yeah.
The Pacers were a damn good team
They
last
were
playoffs.
up at halftime
They
as
had-
well, too, in that game.
They
7.
had pace. They were fast. They were good. They were strong. They were good at shooting.
Yep.
They could hit a bunch of threes. Bro, like, the threes that Nemhard and Neesmith were hitting were not, like, easy shots. These were hard, like, very contested, hard shots.
Yeah.
So, just for me personally, I don't see like how a team like the Celtics can beat any other one because you need that X factor in the playoffs. Not even that X factor. You need that guy in the playoffs, that dog. Every one of those teams, Shea, Jokic, Curry, and Giannis are all better than Tatum and Brown. You're not making an argument for that. I think personally, I'm taking those guys over the Celtics team. It's not a debate.
It's the whole team.
I just think the whole
I
team
agree,
is
it's the
built
whole
str-
team.
the
I know
starting
it's the
five
whole
is
team.
the strongest of the bunch.
I know, but I think it was just a team like they were a good team, yeah, but they weren't really like they didn't have that guy that can carry them and that can put them on their back and just bring them and win them a chip. You know, if it really came down to it, I think that Shea could have probably scored 50 in that last game, and J-Dub scored 40, right?
He did.
Yeah. So I think the
We're in
OKC
game
last
5.
year, they had at least 2 guys that could have went out there and dropped at least 40 just to win the game themselves. I don't think Boston. Tatum was good in that finals. He was just okay though. He wasn't like, oh yeah, Jason Tatum, wow, like finals MVP. Brown was good, but maybe they're more of a team, right? Oh yeah, but still, that's my ranking.
I don't know. I do like OKC. I do agree with you that they're probably like you can argue they're the best one of the bunch. I do think it's 1 and 2 between them and Boston for me.
Plus regular season record. OKC is a dominant team.
If we're including that, then it's Thunder. too.
OKC
If we're
is
including that team,
a legit like dominant team. Look, I don't love them, but I respect them and I love their roster construction. And you go down the line, in 2 years from now, when you have Chet, when you have Shea, when you have J-Dub, when they're all in their prime.
Yeah.
I mean, Shea's in his prime right now.
Yeah, the rest of them aren't.
Chet's
That's
not in
crazy.
his prime. Chet's not in his prime.
I know.
Chet's not-
J-Dub's almost there, but
Yeah.
Chet's not in his
Scary
prime.
to think
I
about.
mean,
man.
he's going to be okay. He's not going to be like, he's going to be all right. Maybe like a top 30 player at tops.
We'll take it.
Not as good as Evan Mobley, but like he'll still be like a solid third option for a championship team.
Okay, if we're counting regular season record, for sure, I put the Thunder at number
That's
1.
what
But
I'm
for
saying,
me, it's a very close Celtics at 2 because Celtics won 64 games, I believe, that year too. So they weren't that far off.
You guys won 68.
They won
You see
68 that
68.
year. Boston, I think, won 64. So it's very, very close. For me, they're a very close second. Again,
And also
when you
the
have a lineup of Porzingis,
Yeah.
Brown, Tatum, Holiday, and Derek White, like, come on. That's unreal. I have Denver at 3. And I actually have it unironically kind of in order from back to thing. I have the Bucks at 4 instead. And then I have the Warriors at the last place 1. Just because, again, and for me, that was all Curry, really.
I think the Bucks beat the Nuggets. Personally, I think the Bucks are better than Nuggets. Did I say that? I don't remember
That's a
what I said.
close one.
I don't know if they
I
can
just think that
handle
no one's
Jokic.
answer for Jokic is the thing. You can't really answer really Jokic.
Oh
It's the
no,
one
I
thing.
said Bucks and then Golden State, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I do
said
think Bucks are
yeah.
better than the Warriors too. I think the Warriors again, like you said, was just kind of just Curry. Again, they had good role players too. Honestly, they weren't a very good team. I mean,
Maybe
they
I
won
put the
title,
Celtics over the Warriors actually. So Celtics 4, then Warriors.
I think the
5,
Warriors
yeah.
are. I think Warriors are at 5, just because. I'm not saying they weren't a good team, but like out of the rest of the teams that were there, they had more other options, and their second and third options for me outstand more than the Warriors' third and fourth options at the time of the year.
Yeah. So I'll give mine. I have the Celtics at 1 just because they're just so dominant that year.
The thing, they were so good that year.
The
They would drain threes
The
every
finals
game,
win
too.
was absolutely dominant, so
Yeah.
I really do give them credit for that. The depth, the defensive depth.
It was dominant, but they were playing
They were
Dallas,
very
and
dominant.
when Kyrie was injured.
But look at the teams Dallas beat. OKC had a great record even that year.
Yeah, but
they
it was
knocked
all
them off
Luka,
in
bro.
6
It
games.
was Luka. It was
It's
all
still-
Luka. He literally put the team on his back. I'm sorry, like Derek Lively was good, or Blake Lively, I forget his name. He was good. Or Derek Lively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happens to the best of us. Don't worry.
He was good, and like they had Daniel Gafford too, and
Yeah.
who was
they
that
have
there?
some. They have some decent
They had a
little
good team, but they
players,
just-
but no, yeah.
They weren't a championship caliber
To
team. We
be
know
fair,
that.
I don't think there was anyone in the West that year anyway to beat the Celtics. I think there was that was their chip to win that year.
If anything,
Fully
it was
healthy,
OKC.
They would have been dominant regardless.
They would have won. They would have won all the way through. No one was beating that team.
I
from the
agree.
beginning.
I agree for sure. Yeah.
Just because of dominance in the finals and with regular season record, I'm going to give them 1. I'm going to put the Thunder at 2 just because some of their series weren't as dominant. And I feel that when I watched their playoff run, they lost some games and they let some games get away from them that they shouldn't. I think they should have taken care of Denver in 6. They shouldn't have gone to 7 games with the Pacers, even though the Pacers are really good. I don't see that as a knock to the Pacers. They just should have had that series.
They had a
in
magic
6.
run too.
But the
Shot
regular
game
season
one.
was
You gotta have
amazing,
some
so
respect for
I
the
have them at 2. For third, I'm gonna put Denver just because Jokic was just so dominant that year.
I think that's fair. Like you can't put them too low. 'Cause,
Jamal
like,
Murray also had
Yeah.
an incredible run, and
Porter,
then
Gordon, they're all great. Yeah.
4 and 5 are
Michael, the
kind,
possession ends here. Porter.
The ball stops here, Porter Jr.
and then 4 and 5. I think it's kind of interchangeable, but I'm gonna put the Bucks at 4 just because of Giannis, and then
Yeah.
they did
Yeah.
beat the Suns.
That's not a bad
The
ranking.
Suns had a pretty underrated team that year. Chris Paul
They had a
and
good
Devin
team, yeah.
Booker
They had a
had
pretty good team that
Yeah,
year. Yeah.
they
a
did.
generational run. And then at 5, I just have the Warriors just because I didn't really expect them to beat Boston that year. I was
Yeah.
really expecting Boston to win, so it was kind of surprising that they did win.
The whole entire
Besides
comeback run was pretty
Curry,
surprising too.
Andrew Wiggins had a great playoffs, and everyone was just solid, but it was mostly Steph Curry.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just going to put them at 5.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could agree with that. Yeah, the Golden State team wasn't that great, but let's move on. NHL, final topic. So we got some snubs to talk about for the Olympics.
Oh yeah, big time.
Bedard, Caulfield, Robertson. Honestly, I think the biggest snub of all time has to be Jason Robertson.
Yeah, he's
personally.
got to.
That is a crazy snub.
that and
Yeah.
Bedard for both.
I know
respective teams,
Bedard
100%.
was a snub, but Robertson is on another level.
No, Robertson should not be.
Vincent
He should have-
Trocheck.
He should have made it.
And
Vincent-
Robertson has the most points out of any USA player, I
Yeah.
believe, at this moment.
Yep.
He's
And
so good.
How
man.
do you not include
How
him?
does he
Bro.
not get in the
What
team?
more would you like him to do? Like I don't understand.
I don't understand Bill Guerin's thought process when picking this team. We want size and grit, so we're gonna pick Vincent Trocheck. Bro, Jason Robertson is a tank. He's like 6'2".
He's a
like
big boy.
Over 200. He's a beast. He scores. He's a
Oh, yeah.
playmaker. He knows how to win. He plays on a winning team like Dallas. He's
Yeah.
a leading point scorer.
The only reason why I think he didn't take him is because he has to sit there and watch Dallas beat Minnesota every single year in
Yeah.
the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he's like, you know what? I don't want this guy on my team. I'm picking Trocheck.
Penalty killing.
That should be the only reason why.
Bro,
That should be the only
literally,
reason
like, okay, look, you can have penalty killing as you could say, penalty killing.
yeah.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
You have guys-
Penalty
I
killing
know.
is so
It's
stupid,
It's
bro.
ridiculous.
It is so
hate,
stupid,
I
bro.
hate this penalty killing narrative, like especially with taking Cirelli over Bedard. Cirelli is not close to a point per game player. I believe that as a forward, your main responsibility is to generate offense. Yes, you have to be competent
Exactly.
in your own end, which Bedard hasn't been bad defensively. But and then people are saying, "Oh, but we need Cirelli to penalty kill." Most of the game is played at 5-on-5. I hope they understand that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the whole Olympics thing, the whole roster choosing and all the selections are all part of the boys' club. It's all who the coaches are, who the GMs are. They want to pick their guys.
Yeah.
You know.
Sorelli.
We all know why Sorelli was on that team.
Braden Point is not a top 6 Canadian player, bro. I don't care who you're talking. That's crazy, bro.
And here's the best part about it. He was a guaranteed spot from the beginning when they announced the Olympics.
And Sam Reinhart was guaranteed.
Bro. Dude, to me, when I saw the guaranteed spots, I'm like, bro, no way. You're not telling me that Sam Reinhart and Braden Point are guaranteed, bro. You can take freaking Josh Morrissey, bro. Josh Morrissey. You can take Josh Morrissey. You can take Devontae's. You knew Devontae's was going to be on that team. We knew that from the start.
With Makar, yeah.
100%. You could take 3 defensemen and then 3 forwards. McKinnon, McDavid, and Crosby on that team.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. You could have done 3 and 3.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
And then you could have waited to see who performed. You didn't have to pick Reinhart and Point. And who was the other guarantee again? I totally forgot.
Reinhart, Point.
Makar. Oh, Makar. Yeah.
That's no surprise there.
But that, do you guys agree? Like,
100%.
I agree 100%. You can't just lock in some players who are not. Sam Reinhart's not superstar caliber. Neither is Braden Point. That's been displayed by their slow start.
Look, I'm not saying that Reinhart shouldn't have made the team. I think he's well deserved to be on that team. Yeah. But you're not telling me that he is like a guaranteed spot. I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I don't think it's a guaranteed spot.
To me, that's
I would have to give another forward a guaranteed spot. I would have put Mitch Marner just because of how good he played in the Four Nations.
I mean,
he's
I don't know.
One of the greatest playmakers in this league.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. Maybe forward like guaranteed. It's tough.
It's hard, but it's hard. It's hard. But one thing we can say for sure is that it's 100% John Cooper. There's no way. It's John Cooper was the reason why Sorelli's on the team and Point is on the team. Like those are all him. There's no other way around it. They're not good. Okay, I'm not saying they're not good players, but at the time to guarantee Braden Point to be on the team at that point, like we just mentioned at the beginning before the whole thing all started, and then to pick Sorelli again over Bedard is just
you're kind of doubling down.
I don't know. I think it's ridiculous. I think
the one Lightning player that did deserve to be there, Brandon Hagel.
I was going to say,
he deserved it. He really stepped it up in his second half of the season, and he's really done well.
You already have
back checker.
I know they say, we want face-off winners and all. I respect that, but still, like, you have Suzuki. I mean, Suzuki's not the best at winning fit, but he's a penalty killer, right? He can go out there and kill penalties. Him on the penalty kill. You have Reinhardt, who's a centerman, and he could kill penalties as well. You have Marner, who's one of the best penalty killers in the league. Yeah. You have Stone, who's a great penalty killer.
Oh, yeah.
So I just think, like, I don't know. To me, it's kind of pointless that you need so many penalty kills. I know. They have, what is it? Is it Hagel and Sorelli, the penalty killers in Tampa, or is it Point and Sorelli?
It's probably one of the two, and that's why they're on the team.
But with all due respect, they are 2 of the best penalty kills. They have one of the best penalty kills in the league, and they lead it. So I have respect for that. But still, I think that you can make a better penalty kill than just those 2 guys. And just my opinion.
Like I said earlier, most of the game is played at 5-on-5. And who's dominant at 5-on-5? It's Connor Bedard, who puts up incredible numbers. What do you have? 45 points in
before getting
30-something on the worst team in the league. The worst team in the league.
And what is his line? What was his line? Like Frank Nazar and
Bertuzzi and
like, come on, bro. Yep. You put him with like actual skilled players, that guy's gonna he's gonna
it makes me think like what more
we saw it in the World Juniors.
They were considering him, like what more did they want him to do to make the team? What criteria did he
Bro, I don't even know. They said his injury didn't have an effect, so it's crazy.
That's crazy, yeah. I don't know.
How else do you snub him?
I don't understand it, but listen. Just hope that they go and they win goal at this point. I do think we saw the best roster.
Oh yeah.
Just the goaltending, of course, is always.
But we have Logan Thompson this time, so I'm happy about that.
Thankfully, he's in there. So fingers crossed. I don't want to jinx anything, but hopefully,
let's talk a bit more about the U.S. We just heard yesterday that Seth Jones yesterday or the day before, Seth Jones won't be heading to the Olympics because he's injured. So Jackson Lacombe is replacing him.
Yeah.
I have some thoughts on that.
I know what you're gonna say, and before you say anything, I do want to agree with you as a Leaf fan. I don't think Lacombe should be there. I think someone else should be there.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy as hell. I don't want to face Lane Hudson.
Exactly.
I don't want to face. Yeah. Dude, this guy is arguably already a top 5 D-man in the league, and he's
He's
21
top 10 for sure.
He's 21. He's second in the league in points for a defenseman. He's like a couple points behind Makar. That is absurd. That's unheard of, bro. So
he's unreal.
The argument that I will make is that I think Jackson Lacombe is a stupid pick. I think it's a genuinely it's a dumb pick. It's non-logical. Adam Fox. What the hell? Why isn't he on the team?
It could have been Fox or Hudson, and
I think it's
they
Hudson.
got the word. They got it wrong completely.
Fox has kind of slowed down as a result.
He has.
Hudson has to be on the team.
But if you're not going to pick
has to be
Hudson,
on,
you got to pick Fox.
Yeah.
And they went with Lacombe. To me, that's just way out of left field. What are you doing, Bill Guerin?
Very, very
Oh,
stupid.
we want
very
It's like both nations are competing to lose.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Bro, imagine if they roll out like Quinn Hughes, Lane Hudson, and then Zach Werenski. What, like, you're not stopping that, bro. That's such a talented, like, left-handed D. It's
like the battle for bronze. They're trying to,
Yeah.
They don't want gold. They don't want silver. They want bronze. And making this pick is.
But personally, I am honestly happy. I am like, dude.
No.
Watching this guy Lane Hudson, every game he plays, he keeps getting better every time.
Yeah.
He's over a point per game on a winning team.
Yeah.
And he runs one of the best power plays in the NHL. So I don't think it's fair to say, oh yeah, this guy isn't deserving of a spot. He's more than deserving of a spot.
Yeah.
I think that he should be on that team. But I personally am happy that we don't have to face him.
Oh yeah.
Even Caulfield.
And plus,
Bro, I'm so happy
better for the Habs that they're both at home. They get a rest. They don't have to risk injury or anything. Like, that's
what I was
crucial.
saying. With Suzuki, I wish he was also at home because he's been like going through.
But he has to be for Team Canada. He has to be there for Team
Canada.
Yeah, 100%. He's got to be in there.
Anyways,
100%.
Let's move on to the actual NHL.
No.
The Sabres.
Buddy,
they're
hot.
on a streak.
They're
they
hot.
just beat the Habs last night. 4-2.
Who would have thought, eh?
Bro, they're doing really good this year. It's honestly you look at their lineup, it's not a bad lineup at all. They have a solid team.
Young as well.
And they're young, of course, but we always see this, and it always seems like it goes to crap after a little while. So, what is different about this year? Christian, I want to ask you first. What do you think is different about this year?
I don't know if there's anything particularly different. They've had talent all along. Like Tage Thompson's been talented. They've had this talented offense. Dahlin's always been a top 10 defenseman. It's just they're actually executing this year. But I want to say that I'm not entirely convinced because how many times over the past 15 years have we at a quarter through the season or mid-season seen the Sabres so well and everyone's thinking this is the year they're going to get in. This is the year they're going to get in. I'm not entirely convinced because I do think the Leafs are going to get in. I do think Matthews is going to find his goal-scoring touch.
I sure hope so.
It's been a hard adjustment without Marner, but I do think he's going to find that goal-scoring touch.
He has
eventually.
the last couple of weeks here,
And I think the Leafs are going to sneak in. So for that reason, I think Buffalo's just going to miss out.
I think, but this is really still big for Buffalo. They're in the mix.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, absolutely.
They're moving up.
Change of scenery, yeah.
Obviously,
100%.
by now, they wish they would have been in the playoffs, but they're in the mix. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah, 100%.
It's huge for them. But honestly, I like how they're playing right now. Like, they're playing to win.
I want to hear, do you think they have a chance of getting in? Or you think they're going to slip out like Christian says? Yeah.
Honestly, I think they can make it. I think they can.
They could.
Not top 3 in the Atlantic.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
But I think they're going to, they're hot right now.
They are hot.
But they're going to fall off.
They are hot.
They're going to fall off. Right, and it's really going to depend how the Leafs play and how the Bruins play.
Yeah.
And Florida.
And Florida, too. I want to say Florida, but Florida, I don't know, man. They might not make it. Like,
who knows, man?
Like,
who knows?
The Atlantic is so tight this year.
That's the thing. Like, most of the teams that made it last year are out of the playoffs right now.
The only team I think is a guarantee is Tampa right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tampa and Carolina.
Yeah, and maybe Montreal is like third.
Montreal is pretty likely. Detroit is probably going to make it.
Yeah.
I think Pittsburgh's going to make it as well. I think
just
because
the fraud of a division, bro. The Metro's fraud of a division, bro.
Just because that division's not that strong, I'm also not going to count out Philadelphia. I think they could even make a wild card.
Again, fraudulent division, but anyway, it's very open for the Metro for sure. But I want to go with you. I do think eventually they'll slip just because. Actually, you know what? I don't think it's more of them losing and like shooting themselves in the foot and missing the playoffs. I think it's more of like the Panthers. Or like you said, maybe, hopefully, I'm not gonna say all the Leafs are gonna make it for sure. I hope the Leafs get back into it, but I could see a team from underneath them coming up and taking their spot.
Yeah, because the Sabres haven't been in this position in
exactly,
a while.
You don't have it's a long way to go as well.
We can't assume
collapse.
We can't assume anything, right?
Yeah.
But
100%.
Yeah, that's it for the NHL. Let's move on to our final last segment of the day, shooter pass, right before the end of the night, of course.
Yep.
So shooter pass. All right, Christian.
I'll start us off.
Let's see it.
A hot take. I think Kyle Dubas, just because he has the best asset management, he's a top 3 general manager in the NHL. No.
I can't agree with that, bro.
I can't agree with that. Maybe as of late he's starting to climb higher in the ranks since his time started in Pittsburgh. He's getting better. But just from my experience, seeing what he's done here, I'm not saying it was a terrible GM for us. It's just some things he made, some decisions and some trades he made I didn't like and didn't pan out well at all. Some signings he made didn't really pan out. Some other ones did pan out. I just think it's too early to call him that yet, but he's on the right trajectory. I think he's a little outside that
I'll
right
explain why I think that. Even looking back at his time with the Leafs, it didn't end how everyone wanted, right? They expected a lot more far runs, but they did have to play Boston a lot of times. They did have to play Tampa several times, and you could even make the argument that they had such a tough road that whenever a series they played Tampa or they played Boston, like that could have been the Eastern Conference Finals right there.
But I don't think I don't know. Like I think he always did the same formula every time.
So I think they had a good team on paper. He made some good acquisitions
for veterans.
They had O'Reilly that year. They beat Tampa. He made some good acquisitions.
That was good, but that was also the first time they won a series
It didn't work out. On paper, that team should have went to finals, and so I don't think he did a bad job there. Obviously, the team just didn't execute in the playoffs. Regular season team, and I just think since he's came to Pittsburgh, he's taken this team that everyone thought would be bottom 3 in the league this year. His asset management has been incredible. He found Brazeau, he found Mantha, he made the Chinnikov trade. He's had a couple of goals in his last few games. Whenever he's made a mistake, he's made up for it. Like Tristan Jarry, terrible contract when he came in, but he was able to unload it. He was able to get Skinner, who was playing relatively well. He was able to get a second-round pick, and he's just been accumulating all these assets while still being in playoff contention. I think that being able to do that simultaneously is just so impressive.
Yeah,
I just think top 3 in the league. I'm looking at Bill Zito, number 1. I'm looking at Ken Hughes, number 2.
And then I have him 3.
And then number 3, I don't know. Maybe I don't think he's number 3.
Jim Nill, Dallas Stars.
Yeah.
For me, he's gonna be
I think just because if we're looking at the context of the situation, if we're just looking at the situations they've inherited, what Dubas has done, he
hasn't won a cup even.
Ken Hughes, I even put Ken Hughes in the top 5, maybe even top 3. He's so good for them.
I put Hughes top 3.
He's close. He's on the way up. I want to pass on that, but I do think he's on the way up, and he can get there one day.
Okay, George.
For me, I know we talked about it earlier, and we obviously had the debate a little bit earlier. I didn't say anything during the debate. I really hope I'm wrong as well, because I do think he's a great player, one of the NBA's greats. I think he's a chance for the Hall of Fame. Jimmy Butler, I do have a bad feeling that was his last game he's ever played in his career, because of the age and the severity of an ACL tear at his age and how he plays. I really hope I'm wrong, but I don't see a comeback coming for him.
I don't think that's a bad take, honestly. Like, it's
unfortunate. I don't wish on it, but I just don't.
Because knock on wood, it doesn't happen.
I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't see it.
But
either way.
Yeah, you make a good point. It sucks to see, but it's definitely a possibility that he misses out the rest of because of his age and because of the injury he suffered. So we don't know, right? We're not doctors, but it could definitely affect him for the next 5 years.
I hope not, but
I'll tell you what I think. I think that he'll never be the same, and that's in part with he's just aging, and then players are never the same once they age, and it's in part the injury as well. But we've seen players in their late 30s, even 40, come back from ACL, Achilles. We've seen it before, and I wouldn't doubt someone with the toughness of Jimmy Butler playing hurt in the playoffs. He's very durable. That's why he's even playing at this age still. So if there's a guy or someone to come back from that kind of injury, it's probably Jimmy Butler.
Honestly, that's what I'm saying. I agree with that, because I think that if he could still come back. I think it's an 80 to 20 that he comes back. 80% that he does, 20% that he doesn't. Right? So that's my take. Anyways, for my hot take, you guys are you're definitely going to disagree with this, 100%. But I think with what we've seen in the Olympics, with the team's construction, and with the changes that the U.S. has made, I think it's really gonna bite them in the rear end, because I don't like it. I know you guys don't like it. I think that they're gonna get knocked out before the finals.
The U.S.
USA or Canada? USA.
I think the U.S. is gonna get knocked out before the finals, because I just okay. Here's my logic, right? I don't see them being let's put out top 4 lines, right? They're not like let's roll out 4 lines and dominate squad.
Yeah.
Maybe Sweden might knock them out. Czechia, maybe they have some star power.
If Sweden are healthy, then maybe. But if they're not healthy, we have injuries right now. I
can see. I know if Russia was in, I'm taking Russia over the US.
Yeah, that I would do.
I agree.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I think that US is gonna have a tougher time than they think. Jackson, he's probably just gonna be an extra, right? We can't really count him, but I just don't see it with the US. I don't see them being that good of a team, like against some other teams, and I don't know, man. They're not my favorite to make the finals.
That's a hot take.
Obviously, man. Canada won, and then maybe Sweden or maybe Finland might upset them. Just personally, I know we've talked about this before, but that's my take.
If they're healthy, then they can. But they're as of right now, they're not healthy, and the tournament's in like a couple of weeks away. So I'm going to pass on that. But if they're healthy and like they have a hot goaltender going into it, then maybe
I just think it's
can.
a cause for concern, especially with how bad Winnipeg's been playing this year with Hellebuck. Like,
it can happen. I remember on the last episode we had, or maybe before that in December, I thought that Canada would win the World Juniors easily, and we lost. So you don't know, right? Because like we were the best team on paper to win the whole tournament, and we didn't. So again, I'm not saying no for sure, no chance, but as of right now, I don't see it. But I wouldn't be surprised if it happens.
Yeah, I also have to really disagree with that. In fact, I'm going to go out and I'm going to argue, this pains me to say, but I think the USA is the most complete team in the tournament. And I think that the gap between Canada and the USA and other nations like Sweden, Finland, and Czechia is actually pretty wide. Because if you look at their third and fourth lines, like Canada and the USA have all elite players down the lineup. Like Finland and Sweden are plugging in players that are maybe third liners into their into their bottom 6, and I think that really is going to be difficult for them to overcome teams that can roll 4 lines like Canada and the USA. So I really don't see anyone else. And also, you mentioned Hellebuck having a rough season. I think that could be problematic, but they also have one of the best goaltenders in the world right behind him if needed in Jake Ottinger.
Yeah,
I just think they have the best defense in the tournament, and it's not even a question.
The best goalie in the world is Hellebuck in his prime, but also you could argue that Vasilevsky is the most complete goaltender. And
Vasilevsky's not in the tournament, so
that's the thing. Yeah,
Ottinger's
this
there.
This is what I'm saying. If I were to trust a goalie in Game 7 in the NHL right now, Vasilevsky.
Yeah, 100%.
Nobody else. Anyways, that's gonna do it for us today.
Yep.
Bet of the night.
Bet of the night. What are we thinking for playoffs, NFL.
Habs Bruins tomorrow night.
Habs Bruins.
Habs Bruins, big game. Habs money line.
I want to do Habs Bruins.
I'll take Habs money line. Yeah.
Habs money line. All right.
George.
I'm going to go Pasternak point. I do feel like he always finds a way to do something in Montreal or
in Boston.
Against Montreal.
Yeah, I see that.
So I think he's one of the best players there. If they want any chance to win that game, they're pretty hot at the moment as well too. I think he's got to do something, so I want to go for a point for Pasternak.
Yeah, I'm going to take Cole Caulfield to score a goal. It's going to be a tough divisional game.
He scored 4 goals in 4 games. So
he could score.
He's on a heater. He's on a heater.
Streak, I think
that's a good take.
A divisional game, he's going to bring his best.
That's a hell of a parlay, boys.
Yeah,
I'm going to take him to score
hell
a goal.
of a parlay.
Hell of a parlay.
What? Put it on FanDuel. Where's our reference code, FanDuel?
We need a reference code.
Come on, where's our reference code?
Sponsor us.
We'll make you money. Don't worry.
We need FanDuel with sponsors, and we need you to like and subscribe to this video if you really enjoyed it. Make sure you tell all your friends about this. We're also on TikTok, on Spotify, Apple Music, and I hope you guys really enjoyed our content. We'll be getting back to weekly uploads starting in the new year. That's Joe. That's Christian. I'm George. We're the Spread Podcast, and we're out of here. Thanks for watching.